G'day anglers, we're up here today at Lake Coleridge just wanting to provide you with some advice on how to have success while fishing during the winter period. In winter time, the fish will be congregating at the river mouths waiting for the conditions to be right for them to run the river to go and spawn in the headwaters, and generally at this time of year the fish are in great condition. Now there are a few different methods which you can use to target these fish, whether you fly fish, spin or troll for them, but trolling does require the use of a boat or a kayak. The best chance of success is either early morning or fish into the late evening, or even night fishing can also be productive. Usually at this time of year, although it's cold, you generally get nice still conditions, which makes great conditions for casting and being out on the lake in your boat. There is a good variety of tackle out there which can be very effective, so we will show you some of the pieces which work well, and talk to the tackle stores in town as they have plenty of good up-to-date advice on how it's been fishing. If you're going to be fly fishing, then I'd recommend fishing with streamers such as woolly buggers, spring creeks, dole flies and even booby flies would be worth a try, and depending on the depths you're going to be fishing, I'd recommend either using a floating line with a sinking tip or a floating line and use a weighted streamer fly so it can sink down a little bit below the surface. Now for spin anglers, the lures that would be worthwhile using are CD5 and CD7 Rapalas, either deep divers or floating, Shimano waxwings, Tobies and soft baits work well also. These lures can also be used for trolling. If you're new to trolling, then I'd recommend getting a downrigger setup or use a lead line, as you're going to want to get your gear down deeper, as your lures simply won't get down to those depths, as Lake Coleridge is very deep.
Nice wee salmon there, and we're just going to let this little guy go.
There are two main access points to the lake, being at the Ryton Bay, which is in about the middle of the lake, and at the top end of the lake where the Harper River flows into the lake. Both these access points allow you to launch a boat straight off the beach, and be mindful of any soft areas around the lake edge, as you don't want to get stuck in these remote locations. These are just some of the techniques which work well in our high country lakes throughout the winter period. Another couple of lakes I'd recommend trying with the family is Lake Sumner or Lake Taylor, as these lakes fish well and they also allow motorised boats on the lake. It is also a good idea to contact your local tackle store, as they know how these areas have been fishing with other anglers reporting in.